Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reading with Leon. We are going to do another kind of informational one. We did musk ox, I think a couple weeks ago, and I found grouse, which is a kind of bird. Really pretty looking bird. And I thought it'd be good because I don't know a lot about them either. So I thought it would be fun for all of us. Let me know if you like me doing these nonfiction ones like that or if they're not your thing. Greatly interested to know any opinions you have. So let's get started. This is a book series of Nature's Children. I bought it from our library because I thought it'd be good for Leon. When it's done, I'll go put it on Leon's shelf so he can have them for his future. I also have some other nonfiction ones I'm going to start reading as well. In the future, I have an Empire State Building one and some other ones over here on the shelf. So let me know if you like me doing those ones or if you prefer me not to. I'll take all your guys' opinions into account. And I have a lot of books. I'm not going to show you just the living room alone. The whole shelf is full of tons of books. And also I have more tubs put away of books to read. So let me know your opinion. We're going to get started. It says John B. theberge and Mary T. theberge. Looks like they wrote it. And here's some brief facts about a grouse. It says classification of the North American grouse. So that means it's probably around here, Canada and here. And so we'll have to see where they're from. Sounds interesting. The class is Aves, which is birds. The order is Galliformes, which means chicken-like birds. Family is Tetraonidae, which is the grouse family. And the genus, 7 genera are found in North America. And the species says there are 9 species of North American grouse. So I guess that means it's a few different kinds. So we'll have to see what they tell us about that. World distribution varies with the species. Habitat also varies with the species. Distinctive physical characteristics. Grouse are distinguished from other chicken-like birds by the feathers that partly or completely cover their legs. Habits: they spend most of their time on the ground, will often freeze if a predator is detected, and the hens will attempt to lead predators away from their chicks. And the diet apparently also varies with the species. So it says ping pong ball with legs is something that they call them. So usually taking a walk in the forest in the spring is a quiet thing to do, but not if there are grouse nearby. Hoots or booming or thudding sounds made by male grouse trying to attract females will rock the quiet. We're trying to find a whiffy. Being noisy is not the only unusual characteristic of a grouse. Did you know that some grouse also sleep in snowbanks, would rather walk than fly, eat about 30 meals a day when they are young? Wow, that's a lot of food. And leave their nest an hour after hatching. What? How can they do that? I'm interested in finding out. What unusual birds grouse are. Let's find out more about them. And the picture says the origin of the word grouse is uncertain, but many people think it comes from an old French word meaning spotted bird. And it's a picture of a ruffed grouse, it says. A ping pong ball with legs. Imagine a ball small enough to hold in your cupped hand. A ping pong ball will do. Think of it covered in soft down with 2 tiny scratchy feet, a little knob of a head, wiggling all over, and there you have it, a grouse chick. Most chicks, though, are kind of small, like a ping pong ball. They have small black eyes peek out from its downy head. A stubby beak points into the air. but with no wing feathers or tail, it looks unfinished, like a human baby born bald and without eyebrows. People would look really funny without eyebrows. Put the little chick on the ground, and away it goes, a ball of fluff zooming off to find its mother. The mother grouse is very near and calling loudly. While you were holding the chick, she flopped around on the ground as if her wing was broken. She was trying to attract your attention and trick you into chasing after her so that you would leave her chicks alone. Grouse learned to do this a long time ago to give their chicks a chance to escape. In the picture it says, if frightened, young grouse freeze by remaining motionless. When they do this, they seem to disappear. And these are also ruffed grouse. I think they're pretty cute. What is a grouse? Grouse are one of the 3 families of chicken-like birds found in North America. The other 2 are the pheasant family, which includes the domestic chicken, and the turkey family. There are 9 kinds of grouse in North America. They have certain things in common, which distinguish them from other chicken-like birds. They all have feathers on their face that completely hide their nostrils, which are located at the base of their beak. They also have completely or partly feathered legs. The rest of their wild chicken relatives wear shorts instead of pants. Their legs are bare. So there's the ruffed grouse, have big tails with stripes. The spruce grouse have a more plain tail. And the sharp-tailed grouse's tail looks really interesting. I'll show you the picture in a minute. And the ruffed grouse is named for the black ruff or collar around its neck. And you can also see their little hairy legs. But there's the different tails. The ruffed grouse, the spruce grouse, and then the sharp-tailed grouse's tail kind of goes to a point, which is kind of cool. A grouse by any other name. Many people call the grouse a partridge, but they are wrong. However, some kinds of grouse do go by other names, so it is no wonder that people are sometimes confused. Some kinds of grouse are called prairie chickens, while others are called ptarmigans. Ptarmigans are different from other grouse. They have feathers all the way down to the tips of their toes. And this is a willow ptarmigan. And then you can see the spelling of ptarmigan. Grouse everywhere. Oh, that's really pointed tail. I'll have to show you that in a minute. It's kind of cool. There are grouse in all parts of North America and, in fact, all over the world. Some live on prairies, others prefer forest, and others are found on the treeless Arctic tundra. That's cool. There is a type of grouse for every habitat. If you took a walk in the woods, the grouse you saw would probably be a ruffed grouse. It is the most common grouse, and it is found in the most places. You can even find ruffed grouse in woodlots or ravines near large cities. Wow. The spruce grouse and the blue grouse also live in forests. As you might guess, the prairie chicken is found on the prairies or in deserts. You will also find the sharp-tailed and sage grouse living there. Up north on the Arctic tundra live the ptarmigans, the white-tailed rock and willow ptarmigan. What a big family the grouse is. Sage grouse can be identified by their very distinctive tails. So there's a sage grouse. Why fly? It says. Grouse fly very little. They prefer to stay on the ground. This is where they find their food. Some grouse may climb trees, and the ruffed grouse is an especially good climber. It can even climb up thin, bendy stems. All grouse can fly, but they are often awkward at taking off. To get airborne, a grouse must flap furiously. Compared to most other birds, it has a slow and noisy takeoff. Blue grouse, like all grouse, would much rather walk than fly, it says. Grouse disappearing act. Ooh, it can make itself disappear. That's interesting. I want to know how that happens. Excuse me, hiccup. Many animals would love a grouse dinner. Hawks and owls eat grouse. These predators like to perch on the horizontal branches of pine, hemlock, and other trees that provide them with good footing. So survival rule 1 for a grouse is stay away from those trees. Rule number 2 is to stay in dense tangles of brush and small trees to which hawks and owls have trouble swooping. Foxes, martens, and lynx eat grouse too, and they move like lightning. So how does a grouse avoid being eaten by these land-based predators? It has special protective coloring to help it blend in with its surroundings. This is called camouflage. Depending on where they live, grouse may be dark brown to gray to red, often with lighter speckles. This makes them difficult to see in most surroundings. To make their disappearing act even more effective, grouse may freeze, like statues, if they sense danger. Motionless and camouflage, they are well hidden from their enemies. You need a sharp eye to spot the rock ptarmigan hiding here. It looks so much like a rock. That is pretty cool. Different colors. How can grouse, known as the blue grouse, blend into its surroundings? Do not be fooled by its name. Blue grouse is not actually blue. Its feathers are a dusky bluish gray, and this color blends in well with its mountain home. Other grouse, the ptarmigan, changes color twice a year. For the winter, when the tundra will be covered with snow, it grows white feathers. In spring it grows a new coat of brown and white speckled feathers. These make it hard to see against the brown of the summer tundra. In spring and fall, when the ptarmigan's new feathers are growing in, it is half brown and half white. You might think that this would make it easy to spot, but in fact, its two-tone coat is a good protection. It blends in perfectly with the brown and white snow-patched tundra. And there's a picture of a blue grouse. It's so cute how pudgy they are. I want to Early warning system. Since grouse relies on camouflage and keeping still to avoid predators, it needs an early warning system to tell it when danger is nearby. The grouse's sense of smell is not very good, but it does have excellent eyesight. It can even see a slight movement that you would probably miss. If it has time, the grouse will take off and fly away. If not, it will freeze and hope the predator overlooks it. A grouse's sharp eyes don't miss much. You can see how pretty the feathers are on their beak, too. That almost looks like a chicken. Salad, anyone? Put some young shoots of grass in a bowl, add some buds of shrubs, some seeds, berries, and a few twigs, and a grouse would gladly come to dinner. The food value of all these things is high, but if you do not think such a salad would be very tasty, you could toss in some beetles, flies, snails, spiders, and ants. Chicks, especially when very young, like animal food, but as they grow older, they eat more plants. The menu for grouse is much shorter in winter than it is in summer. With some species, the daily special never changes. For ruffed grouse, it is the buds of aspen trees. Energy is packed into these buds to help form new leaves in spring. Ruffed grouse get more energy for each beakful by eating buds than they would get from anything else they find. For spruce grouse, the winter diet is almost always the same: spruce needles. Only now and then they will try something else, such as needles of balsam fir or jack pine. Spruce grouse are so absurdly tame that they even earned the nickname fool hen. Does kind of look like a chicken. Do grouse have teeth? No member of the grouse family has teeth, yet they still manage to chew their food. How do they do it? And why don't the sharp needles and twigs that they eat scratch their stomachs? The answer is that, like all birds, grouse have a special stomach or gizzard with a horny lining that grinds up their food. And like many birds, grouse pick up small pebbles and swallow them. The pebbles stay in their gizzard to help break up needles and other hard food. There is nothing more refreshing to a grouse than a good dust bath. That's a spruce grouse. A bed of snow. Grouse do not fly south in winter as many birds do, nor do they have special dens to curl up in. They live outside all winter long. Put yourself in the grouse's place and imagine what winter in the north must be like. Way too cold. During the daytime, you might be warmed by the sun, and you would be moving around to find food, and that would warm you up a little. But what about at night? Winter nights can be long and cold, especially if there is no warm bed to snuggle into. But grouse do have a warm bed. On really cold nights when the temperature drops far below freezing, they sleep in the snow to keep from freezing, too. Although a snow bed is not as warm as you might like, it is often a lot warmer than outside air. A ruffed grouse getting into its snow bed is an amazing sight. At dusk, it simply dives from its tree perch headfirst into a nearby snowbank, where it burrows in for the night. In the morning, it bobs up after a good night's rest, willow ptarmigan in the winter plumage. Almost looks like a mourning dove, or just a regular dove. Snowshoe chance. Deep snow would be a problem for a bird that spends so much of its time on the ground. However, grouse do not get bogged down when walking on snow because their feet can act like built-in snowshoes. That's so cool. A grouse's long toes have tough ridges along them that spread out over the snow, spreading the bird's weight over a wide area and helping to keep it up on top of the snow. Ptarmigans go even further. They have feathers on their toes, their own special brand of snowshoes. A snowshoe-like foot of the ruffed grouse. Walking on the snow is no problem for a ruffed grouse. That's pretty neat. Flashy display. You know, the tail of the grouse kind of looks like a turkey. Each spring, many male grouse try to claim a piece of territory as their own. They stake out this territory by putting on a show. This is called displaying. Grouse also display to attract females to their territory. These displays begin in the early morning and last for more than a month during the mating season. Each kind of grouse has its own special way of displaying. But whatever the display, there is one thing you can be certain of. It is noisy. Male ruffed grouse displaying. When they display, they kind of look like a turkey. What do you guys think? I wonder if they have ever gotten mistaken for a turkey. Wild drummer. Ruffed grouse drum. Thud, thud, thud. Slowly at first, then faster and faster until it dies away in a muffled roll. So it's kind of probably like this. To make this thudding sound, the male stands up on a log and pumps the air with his wings. At the end of a series of drums, his wings are going so fast that they are a blur. Wow. When he stops, fans out his tail, raises his dark neck feathers, and stands looking handsome for about half a minute. 2 or 3 minutes later, he is drumming again. The ruffed grouse show begins early in the morning. Each male has his own special log where he displays. As the day warms up, he will stop and go looking for food. But in the evening, he may be back displaying until dark. Wow. A male ruffed grouse will sometimes use the same drumming log year after year. That's cool. Noisy boomers and hooters. Instead of drumming, prairie chickens boom. On the hilltop dancing ground, the male struts back and forth in front of each other, with neck feathers raised around 2 orange-colored air pouches on the chest. That's cool. They inflate these pouches, then send the air rushing out in a series of loud booms that carry across the open grasslands. The prairie chicken display is held at the same place every morning. As many as 20 males join in to try to impress the females. Now and then the dancers pounce at each other between displays, fighting for the chance to display in the center of the group. Other kinds of grouse hoot, making the mountain valleys echo with their calls, or they make wild flights high over the tundra, cackling loudly, then diving to the ground. No matter how a grouse displays, the message is clear. To other males, the display says, "Stay out of my territory." To females, it says, "Here I am." Females watch or listen and pick the male they think is best. What a shot. This is a blue grouse. You can see the orange pouches on them. That's really interesting. A lot of eggs. After mating, most female grouse build nests in the hollows on the ground. Sheltered places at the base of a tree or a large rock or by a log or brush pile are often chosen. Some nests are built of sticks and leaves, often lined with pine needles or grasses and some downy feathers from the mother's breast. Others are just bits of dirt and stones scraped into a rough circle. The mother grouse lays 1 egg a day. They are light beige, sometimes spotted with brown. The total number a mother lays depends on her health. If she ate well during the late winter, she may lay as many as 14 eggs. This sounds like a lot, but she may lose some to bad weather or to predators such as weasels or ravens. If she loses the entire clutch of eggs, she may lay another clutch. The ruffed grouse is not a very good nest builder. Its nest is often more than a slight depression on the forest floor. Well, if it works, right? Happy hatch day. The mother grouse begins to incubate or sit on her eggs only after the last one is laid. That way all the chicks hatch at the same time so she can look after them better and give them an equal chance for survival. Each day she turns the eggs with her beak so that all parts of the eggs are warm. After about 23 days after incubation starts, the chicks peck a ring around the large end of their egg with their egg tooth, a bump on their beak used for this purpose. They begin to call to their mother even before they have broken completely away from their shells. Then out they crawl. The days of rest for the mother grouse are over. Suddenly she has a lot of hungry, squirmy, cheepy chicks to keep warm and watch over. Within 12 hours, all the rest of this mother grouse's babies will have hatched. That's pretty cool. Bright babies. Grouse chicks are not like most baby birds. They leave the nest within an hour of hatching and never return. They can already run as fast as their mother, and except for needing some extra warmth now and then, they are quite capable of taking care of themselves. Right from the start, the grouse chicks recognize what is good to eat. They know that a particular high-thin call from the mother means danger is near and they should freeze. And they know that another call means for them to come running. They recognize danger too. Anything moving that is larger than themselves. So how do they know all this without being taught? By instinct. This means they are born with the information they need for their survival already stored in their brains. The hour-old grouse chicks cannot fly, however. For that, they will have to wait 3 or 4 weeks until their wing and tail feathers are grown. Young, sharp-tailed grouse is on the page. They're really pretty. Warmth or food. Though they can look after themselves in many ways, grouse chicks do have a problem for the first few days of their life. They get cold and must huddle close to their mother for warmth. But just when they start to feel nice and comfortable, hunger strikes. Off they go, pecking at seeds, buds, spiders, flies, almost anything. But 1 out of every 3 beakfuls of food is insects. But then, brrr, they are cold again. So they go running back to their mother to warm up. Soon they will be hungry again, and so it goes all day long. Grouse chicks must fill their stomachs about 30 times a day. They will double in weight during their first 5 or 6 days, so they need a lot of food. Climbing over these rocks is quite a feat for this little ptarmigan chick. So cute. Family days. Grouse chicks are good babies. They come when their mother calls them. They follow her closely and never quarrel with each other. In the mornings, grouse families wander along together, eating continuously. They spend afternoons resting in the shelters of trees or shrubs. But in the evening, they are active once more. But when twilight ends, they again take shelter. In most cases, the father does not stay with his family. That's not nice. He lives alone on or near his territory. Male willow ptarmigans, however, stay with their brood and help protect the chicks by flying at and attacking any enemy. Hero Daddy. The male willow ptarmigan is a faithful father. On their own. By autumn, the chicks are almost fully grown. Their baby down has been shed and the feathers have grown in. These new feathers help trap body warmed air close to their skin and keep them warm. This is the time when most grouse families break up. Only ptarmigan on their tundra stay in flocks. Other young grouse wander away from their parents and each other, traveling 5 to 10 kilometers to find a good place to begin their own lives. They spend the long, cold winter alone. That's sad. At last, spring comes again. Then the snow melts and the days are warm. Some of the young grouse are now finding their own territories to display and mate. Others wait until they are 2. Everywhere grouse are displaying out on the prairie, up on the tundra, or down in the corner woodlot. And as spring turns to summer, and every wild area across the land, grouse chicks will hatch. Soon they too will join other drummers, hooters, and boomers of the grouse family. And here are some words to know. Camouflage, marking or coloring that helps an animal blend in with its surroundings. Clutch is a group of eggs. Display, the special pattern of behavior a bird uses to attract a mate or claim a territory. Egg tooth, a tooth-like point on the end of a beak's bill that it uses to help it break out of its egg. Gizzard, the part of the stomach where the food is ground up, often with the help of small stones. Gizzard, the part of the bird's stomach where food is ground up, often with the help of small stones. Sorry, I said that twice. I'm looking at the wrong one. Habitat, the area or type of area in which an animal or plant naturally lives. Incubate, to sit on the eggs and keep them warm so that the chicks can grow. Mate, to come together to produce young. Nostrils, openings through which air is taken into the body. Territory, an area of land that an animal or group of animals live in and often defends against other animals of the same kind. Tundra, flat land in the Arctic where no trees grow. I wouldn't want to be there. I love trees. So let me know what you guys think of that. And I will have a stack for another time and get some more in for you. And if you have any suggestions of books that you like or favorite ones from when you were little, comment and let me know. And I will read them. And to the person that wants Junie B, I will look for my Junie B. Jones books and start mixing in that reading with some of these other ones for you. And have an amazing day. And I hope you learned something. Let me know. Bye.